Good morning. We are now into the last section, absolutely the epilogue, which I have kept separately because it does resonate uh, not just Prospero's feelings as a character, but perhaps Shakespeare's feelings as he's ending his journey as a dramatist, as a writer, as a thinker. Um, so I've kept this separately along with the discussion of the questions. So we'll take the last section up, and I hope you've gone through the other parts of Act 5 and how the play is moving towards its final closure, and everybody is ready to set sail for Naples. All the loose ends have been tied, all the wrongs have been corrected, forgiveness and reconciliation has taken place, right? Okay, now if you look at this, I have typed out the epilogue for you all. See, now my charms are all overthrown, and what strength I have mine own, which is most faint. So you see that my charms are overthrown. I have given up my magic, so it's all gone. And whatever power that you see me now is my own. It's not Prospero the magician. It's just Prospero the man, or Prospero the father. Yes, and I'm an old man, so I'm not as strong. Yes, with the magical powers, I had a lot of strength, but now it is just like anybody else, any old man around. Now it's true, I must be here confined by you or sent to Naples. And he says that now you all, he's addressing the audience, you all have the power to release me. Yes, you have the power to release me, uh, or to keep me here tied up to the stage. Yes, and how will the audience release him? By clapping, by applauding. And he says, let me not, since I have my dukedom got and pardon the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. So he said that now that I have forgiven. I have forgiven the conspirators. I have got back my dukedom, and I do not want to continue living on this deserted island. Yes, so release me so that I can get back to civilization that I've been away from for 12 long years. And the only way that you can do is by clapping. And when you clap, there is going to be a gentle wind, and that wind is going to help the sails of the ship to sail away towards Naples. So it's a very dramatic kind of an epilogue. With the help of your hands, gentle breath of yours, my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Yes, and it's a dual meaning. See, if you don't clap, that means you've not been happy with this play that we have staged for you. So you see the dual meaning of Prospero, the character, and Prospero, the actor. Yes, or maybe Shakespeare, the mouthpiece of Shakespeare. So Prospero, the character, says that you must release me from this because I need to set sail, get back to Naples. And the only way that you can release me is by applauding. And when you applaud, what happens? The breeze that is created. Yes, and uh, will help in the ship sailing back to Naples. Yes, and if there is no applause, as an actor, I would feel that I have failed you all, that my drama has not pleased you all. Yes, um, which is the intention of every drama, which is actually what Shakespeare intended when he wrote his plays, that it should be a pleasure to the audience. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer. Yes, now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant. Spirits to enforce and art to enchant. Now, I don't have any more spirits. Ariel has been granted his freedom, yes. I don't have any magic. I don't have any spirits, yes. But now I really want that uh, uh, that whatever we have presented to you on stage, the memories of that drama will be enough to keep you in high spirits. Yes, and that's why he says, Now I want spirits to enforce art to enchant and ending my despair unless I be relieved by prayer. Yes, now even without all this magic, I really wish that you are enchanted by the play that we presented. Yes, if you're not, then my entire all the pains that we have taken, our endeavor uh, will will be meaningless, will be worthless. Yes, and so I would like you to relieve us by a prayer. Relieve us by a prayer means thank you. Yes, give us the thanks, give us the applause, so that we understand that you have been happy with our presentation. A prayer which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon me, let your indulgence set me free. And you say prayer is what? Prayer is our tryst with the Almighty. So even Almighty absolves us all our sins when we pray. So the prayer that I have is you pardon all our mistakes that we might have committed while staging the play. Yes, grant us mercy, grant us pardon, and we are sorry for all the mistakes mm, that we did commit while we were staging the play, and you've pardoned us for that, and you enjoyed the show that we have put up, and just like everybody, every human being, what I have done also, we seek for forgiveness. So just like you would want your sins to be forgiven, do indulge us. Yes, do indulge us, do grant us that same indulgence. Yes, so forgive us, forgive me actually. Now he says forgive me and set me free, free to uh, free to go back to Naples as Prospero the character, and free to leave the stage and end my journey as a dramatist, end my journey here on the stage as Prospero the actor, and perhaps William Shakespeare the dramatist. This is the end of my journey as a writer. So there are different layers of meaning in this epilogue, which you should really take up. And so remember that this epilogue is an appeal by Prospero to his audience, to release him. How? With an applause. And to release him from where? From this illusory, you can say the illusory world of the island that has been created, or the imaginary world of the stage which every dramatist creates, right, to transport us to this different world, right? So he says that my power is gone. Yes, I am the weak old man that I was. Yes, so please clap your hands. And metaphorically, there will be a breeze, and that breeze will help the ships to sail back to Naples, where he wants to go now. Yes, so and also another point is the applause will break the imaginary spell which is there. Yes, it will end the drama. It will bring everybody back to reality that the play has ended. Yes, and the real world of people is where is the world of Naples and Milan, and not the which is the real world is of the people sitting here and watching the play. So that will become important, and not the imaginary world of Naples and Milan, yes, which is very symbolic here. So that world will disappear, and the world of the audience, the world of the present living men, will become the focus, right? So I just repeated it so that you would get it. The Milan and Naples, that is the imaginary world. The island is the imaginary world, while this is the real world, the world of the people and the world of the stage, and that is what he wants his relief from. Yes. So I hope the play ends. Today is the 31st of July, the feast day of many of you. I don't know if you do celebrate. Today is the feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola, 31st of July, yes. So many of the Jesuit schools will be celebrating today, and I'm happy. My target was the 31st of July. Yes, we end the Tempest, and of course, as always, I have put the questions, reference to the context questions. If you see, there are the first one is mark what the badges of these men, my lords. This is the reference to Caliban. Everything is Act 5. You do have who are the my lords here. You have this typical 6 questions which are there. So please do answer these questions for practice. The second question is about Alonso and Miranda and Prospero, the very important section. Again, you have the 6 questions here. There are taken, like I said, from past papers, but I have adjusted the question to suit the present format with the 6 question and the meaning. The third question is Ariel and Prospero, when Ariel has completed his work and got the bosun onto the stage as well. The fourth question is yells of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, the soliloquy of Prospero. See, the soliloquy of Prospero can be broken into different parts. I've just given you a question from the first part of it, not the whole thing, just the first part of it. There are 6 questions here. Yes, I really would like you to, enough for practice. Yes, and the fifth question is when Prospero says, no more yet of this, for it's a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, not befitting this first meeting. Again, towards the end of the Prospero Alonso conversation. Welcome, sir, the cell is my court. Here have I few attendants and subject none abroad. Pray you look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing. At least bring forth a wonder to content ye as much as me, my dukedom. So there are 6 questions, and I've given you sample answer. First, where does the scene take place? And apart from Prospero, name 2 other characters present here. The scene takes place in front of Prospero's cave. First part. Second part, apart from Prospero, along with the King of Naples and Gonzalo, counselor to the king, are present. You could write Sebastian Antonio, whoever you want to, yes. But 2 parts, 2 separate lines. Second question, what does Prospero refer to just before this extract and a part of the same speech? Not before, in the earlier part of the scene, the same speech. Why does he do so? Again, 2 parts. Now, Prospero talks about the state of extreme surprise and amazement that the king and his courtiers must be in. They are in a state of complete disbelief and cannot judge the veracity of the situation in hand. They are so overwhelmed by what they have seen. That's the first part. So they must be taken aback. They must be surprised by what they have seen. And the second part is he's talking about their distressed condition as he goes on to disclose his own identity as the Duke of Milan and bring the relation of the past events with the present. So tying all the loose ends, and this, so he's talking about their sense of distress because of that they may not be able to fathom what is happening, and he is going to tell them about him being the Duke of Milan. That's your second question. 2 parts, 2 distinct paragraphs. Third question, what details does Prospero leave back for another day and why? Remember, he says no more yet of this. So what does he leave behind? Leave back for another day and why? Yes, Prospero does not go into giving details about after the conspiracy to throw him away from his kingdom was launched, that he did some. So Prospero does not go into giving details about, I think I should write details about what happens after the conspiracy. Yes, conspiracy to throw him, throw him out, to throw him from his kingdom. Conspiracy to throw him from his kingdom was launched. Yes, what happened after the conspiracy? That is to throw him out of his kingdom when that was launched. So I will readjust, make the sentence easier. So I'll write, Prospero does not go into giving details about what happens after the conspiracy, that is to throw him from his kingdom. Also, the second point is that he did survive the odds and came upon this island. So all that details about what happened after the Confederacy to throw him from his kingdom, that he did survive, came upon the island. So all these details he's not going to give now. The challenges that he had to face, the taming of Caliban, the thoughts of the past mysteries were to be revealed at a later time. So if you want to answer that, yes, for later time. And of course, what is very, very important is when he says here, that if you see, for it's a chronicle of day by day, not a relation. So the second part, I deliberately did not write the second part because I want to show you. What happens is you write the first part, then like I do it. Now the second part, you bring it to the next line, right? And why? He says that the tale would take a much longer time to narrate and was not meant to be stated at their very first meeting and in a hurry. It was too long for the short time that they have at the moment, right? Also, perhaps he wanted this tale to be shared only with Alonso, right? I'm writing both the points because I don't know, probably it could be half mark for not enough. It would take a much longer time to narrate the tale, and also he did not want to talk about details to everyone, but to somebody who is equal, that is Alonso, who is the king of Naples. So you see, what I do is I generally finish one part, leave this section, move to the other part. And I did not do it because this is the last reference to the context. I wanted to show one for you the way you have to write, and that's how you write it. Got it? Clear? All right, let's move to the fourth. What does Prospero say about his present situation? Is it a true picture of him? Is it a true picture of him? Give a reason for your answer. What does Prospero say about his present situation? Prospero says that in his present situation, the cave in front of him is his home as well as his court. All the attendants inside are his faithful spirits. There are no other inhabitants on the island. So everybody, what is worth, what is there, is all inside. That is his court, that is his home. The humble picture of Prospero is indeed a reality. It is. As he has forgiven the conspirators for the evil deeds of the past, he forgives even his own treacherous brother Antonio for usurping the dukedom of Milan. Yes, and we know that he has, and why is because he has forgiven. It is a reality. He is no longer, and if you want to add a line, you can say he is no longer Prospero the magician, but only Prospero the you can say Prospero the Duke of Milan and father to Miranda, right? So you can add that, and father to Miranda. So you can add that point if you want. Got it? To the point, absolutely to the point. Don't write more. Fifth, what return gift does Prospero give Alonso? Do you think it's a fitting return gift? If so, why? So that if it's fitting and if so, why, you can put it together. So he says that Alonso, in his magnanimity, had handed back the dukedom of Milan to Prospero. So Prospero, in return, gives Alonso his son Ferdinand, who is alive and well looked after. He also gives Alonso the future Queen of Naples in the form of his daughter Miranda, who will be married to Ferdinand. So the first part of the question. It is indeed a fitting return gift, as for a man there is nothing greater than the life of his children. Right? For Alonso the king, his son, the future king, is of greatest value. So it is but a fitting gift. Right? Got it? Alright, and then last is the meanings, chronicle and requite. So chronicle is a story and requite is compensate or repay. Right? So With this, I have completed a discussion of the Tempest. There's been a request to discuss a few essay questions. Maybe I'll do two of them, two character questions and two scene based. I have done. Probably an analysis of the last scene I will discuss, and Happy I've done, Mask I've done, the opening scene I've done. Probably I'll do one question on conspiracy and probably another one on one or two characters. If there's something that you really wish to know, please do write to me at my I'm typing out my uh, email ID here, 7@gmail.com. This is my email ID. So if you wish to any specific questions that you wish to know, any specific doubts that you wish to clear, here is my email ID for you to write it out. And I hope you study well, prepare well in these very difficult times. We are there to support and help whenever you need. All the best. Take care. God bless everyone.